Howlers.
Welcome everybody to Fade to Obsidian, your Red Rising podcast that's sometimes about relationships and sometimes about spaceships, and we just kind of hang out. Welcome to our cosplay series. We're focusing on, Costober. Ooh, I like that. We're going with that.
I didn't make that up. That's a thing.
That's
Backstitch
Backstitch has been doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump on that. Backstitch, of course, being our guest last week. We've held Alcatraz, and now we have Salem as we focus on our cosplayers of the fandom. Woo. So welcome, Salem. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm Skipper, and that's Crescent. I don't think I said that part, but I think people know that.
Welcome back to your almost own podcast.
Yeah. This is Freaking Flyer, but this is going to be the first time that we have you on, and I think instead of discussing something as a group, we are going to be discussing you. You are our topic of the day.
Yeah.
No, don't perceive me.
Yeah, you are the discussion.
Tough day.
You kind of got your... Oh my god, so many things. Well, you got your start... kind of it like you're up and coming in the Red Rising content creators as a cosplayer. That is your origin story. How to begin with? How did you get into just cosplay in general?
So I had never actually cosplayed before Red Rising. Like I'd never picked a character and just played it besides like Halloween. And for Red Rising, it was like, I think it was 2021, after pandemic and BookTok and Bookstagram was starting to really pick up, and I was waiting. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for Red Rising content to come out because I wanted to see it. And then finally, I got tired of waiting, so I just started making it.
You just did it,
and everybody started loving it. It was at that point where it was just. It was really just like Red Prince Rising, Miles Bensky, BB Doodles, Howlerpod and Hail Reaper were doing stuff around that time as well. But that was and then Orange Armory, Jigsaw was doing stuff too. But it was just like that was it. That was all that there was for Red Rising content. And so I started doing. It wasn't even cosplay. It was like the lip sync. Like funny reels and stuff, and then it just kind of bloomed from there where I just decided that I was gonna go all in, and I had ideas, and I started doing like some scenes as characters, and then they ended up, I was like, okay, you know what, let's just go all in on this Mustang cosplay, and that was how that was born. And then I made a few things, and then that turned into meeting a whole bunch of people, and then that turned into the den.
Incredible. I love it. That's so good. Why Mustang? Why of all of...
Mustang's my favorite. So, I mean, I love Victra, but Mustang's that character that I relate to on, like, such a personal level. It's wild when we finally get her POV in Dark Age, and you get to see her inner workings of just how she like thinks and how she processes things and how she plots and plans. And literally every chapter I read, I was like, that's how I would do it. That's how I would think that. And so I really connected with her as a character. I connected with her before in the original trilogy, and then just in Dark Age it expanded from there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think if anything, I could make my own twist on her character. And that was the cosplay I decided, and I haven't really cosplayed anything else from the Red Rising universe since, so.
Would you? Is there a character you would want to?
I honestly was kind of spitballing a couple months ago. It would be interesting because I don't really see any EO cosplays.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting.
You got the right size for it.
Exactly. and I got freckles, so.
That's all you need.
um, but yeah, and then like a red wig and call it good. So that, I mean, that
Nice.
one would be interesting. I have been thinking about Emerald City Comic Con, and so I was thinking it would be interesting to do EO, but we'll see. I haven't decided on anything yet.
Very cool. Very cool. What goes into your Mustang costume? How many different ones do you have? We'll throw pictures up because I know you have a ton of different
Um,
iterations, but what kind of goes into the basics or the hardcore? What pieces do you have? Walk us through all that.
um, so the one that I have that I like to wear the most is Institute Mustang,
Hmm.
and so that one's easy. Like most stuff, for cosplay, as long as it's something that's like easily obtainable, I'm not gonna go and spend a whole bunch of money on something. So obviously wig, and then for that one, it's like a black top, and then some black cargo pants. Also because that was one of the first times that I cosplayed at Comic Con was Mustang, and it was nice to have pockets, so I could shove all my
Yeah.
stuff into it. Um, but yeah, so that one's pretty simple. I do have over here my Minerva staff. So that one, and then also for that cosplay, it has I made this wolf cloak. It definitely needs to be redone. It was like one of my first big sewing projects since like high school.
Yep.
But and I could probably grab it and show you, but it's got like beadwork and stuff on it. Um, and so that's pretty much all of Institute Mustang. So it could be like piecemeal of all those things put together or just little individual pieces. I also have a white dress that's for Sovereign Mustang for Virginia.
Yep.
That one I think is an ongoing forever like changing. I feel like I need a headpiece for that. I've got like arm jewelry and things to kind of give it that Roman feel. I have not worn that one anywhere. That's only been for videos. I haven't worn it because I don't have the right shoes to pick through
Oh,
what
what you
shoes
would
that I
wear.
would pick for that.
Yeah,
So, but yeah. So, and I think that's the fun thing about cosplay is that you can always build on outfits. Um,
absolutely.
and being able to just kind of make it your own.
Yeah.
I've seen some really cool Institute Mustang with like the full like I don't even know what you would call it. It's not like a flight suit, but it's like full gear of like a gold would
Yeah.
have on there. So those ones are pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Um, but and I think that's it. Otherwise, I've done just generic ones with like the wig and then wearing like a cream colored sweater or something. So nothing too fancy on those.
Comfy Mustang for those ones.
Yeah.
Comfy
Yeah.
hanging out at home Mustang. Yep.
Hmm.
That's fun. I don't know why my brain is stuck on that it needs to be gladiator shoes is what like like the
I thought
gladiator
exactly the same thing.
sandals.
So, like,
But I
we're
need
on
them
to
to
something
not
here.
be from Spirit Halloween. I
Oh
need them
yeah.
to be like authentic where I can wear them places.
I have a pair but I don't think our feet are the same size. I think you would
No. I'm like a whole
trip
2 inches
everywhere in
shorter
them.
than you. I don't think those
Yeah,
would
I
be
don't
the
think
same
that's going to work.
size.
All right, good attempt. But that's cool. And it's cool that you can piece it together, especially when you're doing a lot of yours for Instagram or now TikTok. Find you on both.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, you can kind of swap out what you're doing with it, which is a fun thing.
Yeah. Exactly. And then being able to I think I like Mustang because she has different, and I know this is a whole thing in Dark Age, but it's like trying to separate in Lightbringer. It's like trying to separate the different titles from each other. So Sovereign versus Mustang, they're
Yeah.
almost completely two different characters to the outside world. So having like I for doing the Lit Escalates promo for the end of Hazard Bedlam. Like I was like, oh, I'm full on like I want it to be fun and cute and have it be like Institute Mustang. But if I
Yeah.
wanted something more formal, I'd go probably Sovereign Virginia.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Crescent, any questions?
Uh, have you thought about doing anything outside of Red Rising. I know you're a big V.E. Schwab reader.
Yeah, I have thought about for VE Schwab, I have thought about doing Addie. I feel like I kind of look like Addie, but it's also one of those where it's like, is that me just walking around as myself? Or how do I make that because
Yeah. How do you get
Addie is
identified?
exactly like how do you get other people to identify you? And
Yeah.
I actually at the last Emerald City Comic Con I cosplayed as Aelin from Throne of Glass,
Okay.
but I didn't have anything that was super defining
Mm.
because I did it kind of last minute, and so I didn't have. There's like some symbols and things that I could have like worn or necklaces or things that I could have worn to better identify that, and I only had a couple people know who I was cosplaying as, but then I did have a bunch of other people compliment me on it, so it's kind of give or take. But
Yeah. Do you often get recognized when you're Mustang at Emerald City?
I did actually. It was I think the standard and the face paint. So I did
Oh
the
yeah.
the three blue stripes across my face for that, and I think those were the big things. I definitely had people. It's always fun to cosplay and just wander around Comic Con and see who recognizes what character you are,
Yeah.
because I it was so fun to kind of see people like turn their heads like, wait, is it really that character? Because at that time that was 2023 and we really didn't have still a lot of cosplay when it came to Red Rising.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those where it was like, oh, Red Rising was starting to get big, and then all of a sudden the like I come through with the cosplay and they're like, oh, that's actually pretty rad. And then I did have a few people that wanted to take pictures, which that was a crazy experience because I've never had that happen. But I think that's the cool thing about Comic Cons is that if people are willing or they find a character they really like, they're not afraid to ask.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
mhm.
And you had that year, you had Mole dressed up as well. So it was the two of you
Yeah.
together. That was a cool.
Yeah. So he was. I also made a wolf cloak for him. He's already got the blonde hair, and so it was easy for him to just throw all that on. We both had cargo pants on, and it was. I think that one's honestly a pretty easy outfit to throw together.
Yeah. That's the
Absolutely.
first time I met you in real life. Was you as
Yeah.
Mustang. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And you were wearing your ridiculously tall heels.
I was in my heels. I was Merida that day. Me and Jabs were
Mm-hmm.
Merida and Rapunzel. So I had a bow and arrow that I was carrying around. I think I bought it there because I didn't know if I was gonna get it through TSA. I was like, I'll buy one here.
It's
Um,
fine.
and Jabs was carrying around a frying pan the whole day, which is always that was fun. Yeah, that was a really good. We had Dram was there. That was a fun. The
Mm-hmm.
very first meetup, kind of. I don't know if that's the first of the den, but it felt like it. It was kind of the
Kind of was. Yeah.
yeah that
Yeah,
first.
because we hadn't even met until then. After then,
No, we met
because you were on your way back from there.
5 days after
Yeah.
that. I would have
Yeah.
met you, Crescent, approximately. Yep, on the train ride home. So super fun. I
Hmm.
love that. There you go. Our little origin stories.
Yeah, that was super early den days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 200 of us, and that's it.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
fun. Um, do you have pieces that you would like to pick up so you can continue changing your Mustang or other things? Like, is there anything you
Um.
really want?
Yeah. So if I don't go as EO this year, I mean, there's multiple days, so I could do multiple Red Rising
Yep.
characters. I could do different characters. I could just only do one. Um. Ideally, if I go as Mustang again, I want to upgrade the wig that I have. With the Aelin cosplay, I finally did a lace front wig, and that is way more seamless than just a
Mm.
regular wig. Where the wig that I have for Mustang is, you can definitely tell where the hairline is, versus a lace front, you can glue it all down and then it looks pretty seamless.
Yep.
So I think that would be one thing that I'd upgrade. I am looking to try to figure out a more like institute appropriate top. because it's like I think what I was wearing before honestly was like Under Armour or something that had like a high neck.
Yeah.
But I've seen a few pictures of it being like a quarter zip or a three
Mm.
quarter zip. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to find that. That's
Yeah.
not gonna look too funky. So, but look futuristic and then fit. Um, I've ordered a few things and they definitely are not what pictures are described as. So, the
Yep.
crappy thing about shopping online. But otherwise,
Absolutely.
that and then I think I want to figure out how to I might have to hit Jigsaw up about doing like the Solar Republic standard
Yep.
because that
Oh
would be
yeah.
fun to have
With all the
for
stabby.
Sovereign. Yeah, with
Yeah.
all the points.
That would be
Absolutely.
super cool.
Yeah, and
That's
then
awesome.
see if that's an option because that would be pretty lightweight and then I could paint it. This was here, I'm going to grab it.
How are you gonna get it in frame now that it's so much closer to you?
I got room, kind of. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the Minerva standard. But it's all EVA foam.
Oh.
And so it's like it looks good on the front. That's the main thing, but then on the back, it's not bad, but you can
Yeah.
definitely see where all the seams are. Um Backstitch just did one for House Mars and it looks fantastic. It looks really similar, but she like did all the shading and all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, so this one, I think if anything, I would try to somehow upgrade this, but I also don't want to redo this because this took a lot of time.
Yeah. You could have two.
Fair.
Oh, I could do two.
You could have two. The old one and the new.
Put back some way so it doesn't fall apart.
Um, we can see in the background there. You've got Darrow's razor. Do you have Mustang's razor as well?
No, I don't. I can probably ask Josh for that one too.
Uh,
No, actually, so that one, that Darrow's razor, is actually the very first one that Jigsaw made.
oh, yeah. You
That's
have
sick.
like the OG.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got the very first one, and then he like did a giveaway, and then I won the giveaway, and then he also threw in this Ares helm.
Oh, so a discussion we've had with Alcatraz and with Backstitch is about kind of the persona of the character. Do you feel that when you are Mustang or any other like character that you take on their persona, or are you still Salem throughout it? Like, do you feel your personality
Oh,
change?
it's maybe not that I feel that it changes, but it's that I'm conscious of it needing to change. It's like that whole Disney princess, like at Disney World.
Yeah.
So you have to get into the character because that was one thing that I realized, and I think that's why I like cosplaying Mustang is because I feel like I'm similar in mindset to her, so it's not really that much of a change. For Aelin, that was like I had to full on like put on a completely different face because she's like Spitfire and like I that was like a whole different world in
Yep.
comparison. But with Mustang, she's a little calmer, she's more witty, she's like able to like do stuff kind of behind the scenes. And so she's not super front and center. And all I gotta do is just stand up taller, to be honest.
There you go.
And so it's a little easier with her. It is one of those that I did not expect for cosplaying was that while you're in the costume, you kind of have to stay in character.
Mm.
Whether or not that character is close to your personality anyways, I mean it's kind of the similar to like having a retail face where you just got to put on that performance for the rest of the people. You can't just kind of walk through the crowd and not pay attention.
Yeah.
And so I think that was kind of a shock for me when I first did Mustang because there were a couple times where I was like, I just want to sit down, and which is fine, not a big deal. Like, but then you'd still get people that would come up to you, and then you kind of got to put it back on.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
fun. I
it
like
is
that
an interesting
comparison to
concept.
like the Disney characters because you're right that they have to change kind of on a
Mm-hmm.
dime
Well, and
and not be themselves.
especially for like Backstitch and cosplaying Darrow, like now she has to put on more of a masculine
Yep.
persona in comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very cool of how those personality changes can occur and how it I feel
Mm-hmm.
like then adds to the character. So you can have these really
Well,
simple
100%.
pieces, and it's
Right.
if you're confident in how you're doing it, people will believe it. Right? Like you
Absolutely.
just have to like hammer
Fake it till you
home.
make it.
Yeah, exactly. Fake it
Yeah.
till you make it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And we found that I feel
Yeah.
like at Tulsa, you were half in your Mustang, but not like you didn't have your wig. But we all like it was really
No.
funny of all of the girls showing up basically in cargo pants and sports bras, and us
Yes.
all going, "Yeah, we're the Golds. I don't know what you want." Suddenly, Dram's
Yeah.
Thraxa. We're just naming it like, but it was just like we all just had that like. This feels like the vibe, so we're just gonna go with
Yeah.
it, and everyone just rocked it.
Yeah.
Summit. I'm trying to think. There was like 6 of us that just went. What if we just put
Yeah.
on sports bras because it's stupid hot,
Hot.
and either
Yeah.
leggings or cargo pants and some
Yep.
combat boots, and you just call it a day.
Yeah. Yeah. And even then, I think for that and for Laureltide, so Hallercon and Laureltide, I essentially went as myself, but
Mhm.
in like Red Rising ish attire.
Yeah.
And so that was more of my thought process was like, okay, I need to like, this is Salem now. This is like, I need to do my thing. And I mean, even then, we've all got different pieces of ourselves. So again, that's like putting on that persona of, okay, I need to be out in public and I need to
Yeah.
be presentable.
You're our
Versus,
sovereign. Salem
yeah,
sovereign. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
100%. That's cool. Yeah. But I like that you are breaking it down. You're making it easy for everyone. Because there's so many different layers of cosplaying that you can go the
mhm.
amazing backstitch in Alcatraz and put in the hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of like
And
work,
like, yes.
or you can just like start small or even just end small too, and just what are
Mhm.
little pieces, buying the pieces can get there as well. Like there's so many different layers to cosplaying that you can be at
Yes.
different levels for, which is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's also it's again it's an art form. Like I don't think people truly realize how much effort goes into making a cosplay. Like I mean, even if you've made a Halloween costume, that already takes so much effort. But then you get people that are dealing with EVA foam, with Warbler, with like sculpting things. Like my standard is made out of a mop broom. Like that's it's
That
just the
feels
handle of a
appropriate.
mop.
That feels
Yes.
appropriate.
It's a wood mop.
Yep.
Yeah, not a broom,
And
a mop.
it's yes. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure it's straight up the label said mop handle. And
Nice.
it was my little call to Ephraim. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, so it's like when you're a cosplayer, you get really creative. And so I worked, I guess I can say it now because I no longer work there and it's been over 2 years. I worked at Michael's for almost a decade. And so we got cosplayers all the time that were coming in and trying to figure out like, hey, what can I use to do this? Or can you give me ideas of how to like make this part? And it was like it was fun to go and help people try and figure out those things. And then at the same time, I was coming up with my own cosplays and realizing, oh, they used that and they showed me a video of how to do that. So maybe I could figure out how to do it myself.
That's cool.
So it's, I think with the cosplay community, when you start getting in with other friends, that's when it really flourishes because then you can share ideas of how you got to a certain prop or how to do something. And then you can make your character special, but then you're sharing that knowledge with others on how they can do it too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super cool. The cosplay community in general is amazing. Even if you're trying
Oh,
to
welcoming.
so
Mm-hmm.
welcoming. They just want everyone to thrive. One of my favorite things at Comic-Con is when you see the cosplay first aid. That there's people who
Yes.
either there'll be a booth, almost
Mhm.
all Comic-Cons have a booth of the cosplay first aid, or sometimes people are
Mm-hmm.
just literally wandering around with like signs
Mm-hmm.
on them being like cosplay first aid, and they've got your double-sided tape. If it's a booth, they'll
Yep.
have your oh my god, like a glue gun. They'll have
Yeah.
thread. They'll be just everything that can be those quick fixes because you are moving all day. You don't
Hmm.
necessarily know what your costume's going to do after like 4 hours or 8
Yeah.
or 12 because you're
Yep.
on your feet for so long that like the cosplay community is just so amazing at that. And like that's one of the great things also about TikTok and Instagram and YouTube of people wanting to share how they're doing things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really cool for people to share that wealth of knowledge, and it just broadens the community, and then it makes it like even a lot of 3D printers will share their
Yeah.
files for free. So, or you can buy them for super duper cheap on Etsy
Yep.
because they've curated them. So it's also just getting crafty with it.
100%. Yeah, Backstage talked about getting, I think, from either Orange Army or Red Prince Rising, that they'll share
Hmm.
some of their files. And, like, there's a few others who are out there who are like, hey, we have it. Like, here,
Yeah.
create whatever you want on your own 3D printers because you can't necessarily ship it. And the
Yeah.
patterns are out there, which is incredible. So, kudos to everybody in this. I mean, we always say our fandom is the best, but cosplay fandom is also pretty great.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Red
Just in
Rising
general.
cosplayers, top notch, top notch.
Yeah.
You can't get
And
better.
I
Yeah.
also and and I also think that the cosplay community in general is really cool because I like, as you were saying that, it reminded me of like I wore a green dress for something, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's a great Victra dress," and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, also Victra, like, first off, Mustang is short in comparison to all the other golds, so that's where I feel like I can get away with it. But Victra is so tall
Yeah.
that there is absolutely no way that I could do that. And like everybody's like, no, you can. It
You
doesn't
can.
matter. Like it's like you can cosplay whoever you want. It doesn't matter how tall you are or if you want to like make any temporary body modifications like to make yourself look like that character. Like you can do it if you want. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's good to know, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and we
but
talked
yeah, I mean,
to
and I think that's really
Alcatraz
cool
about
about.
that because she does Victra and she doesn't have the body
Mhm.
shape as described by Victra, but that's fine. You just need the confidence to kind of pull it off.
Yes, balance it out. And I think
Yeah.
that's the cool thing about like it's one thing to do anime characters, and I know they're also very very inclusive with all of like that in general with cosplay, but like with I feel like maybe people are a little more, I don't want to say judgmental, but like if people are analyzing a cosplay and comparing it to a character that's already drawn, sometimes, or there's an image, like sometimes people will over like analyze it and be like, oh, but you didn't do this thing, versus in the bookish world it's much easier to have your own flair and make your own things, and as long as it's somewhat book accurate you can kind of do whatever you want with it, because as long as there's still those defining features, then people are going to know who that book character is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We're like, I mean, on that note, how in depth do you get on trying to make it, as we were saying, institute accurate? Or is it just a like once over, one read? Hey, that's what I remember. Like, do you go back and reference or?
Sometimes I go back and reference for, and see that's the hard thing. So like at least with like Throne of Glass, the details are so in depth with what those things look like. But then you get Pierce, who doesn't write details. So in like the gala in Golden Sun, it just says Mustang wears a black dress.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to cosplay that at some point. I have a black dress. I don't think it's the black dress I have in mind, but then I'm like, but what would it actually look like?
But it
Does
could
it
be.
matter?
Yeah.
Right. Like, what do I want it to look like? And I think that's the cool thing about the Red Rising saga and doing all the cosplay within that is you do have more freedom versus in Throne of Glass, you have, if somebody wanted to do like, Aelin does a dragon dress or a snake dress or something, and that's so very detailed, and everybody's like, you have fan art of that, and it's almost the same every single time.
Yeah.
And whereas Red Rising, you have different images of the gala. You have of like Victra doing certain things, and they're all different. It could be the same scene, but they're all depicted differently because it's kind of given that imagination freedom
Yeah.
to visualize that however you want.
Super cool.
But there are some times where I do go back and I'm like, how would that look? Or I like to reference some fan art just to see how other people interpret it, because sometimes people will interpret it very similarly. And that's, I think, why I want to redo the top for Mustangs Institute, because I'm seeing a lot of similarities of what people are depicting it as. So
interesting. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes I remember, like you brought up, is it supposed to be a 14-point star? This is the ongoing debate of like, what does that actually look like? Because I think, Crescent, you've been asked multiple times by lit escalates, I think, at times.
Yeah.
Of like, what is this supposed to look like?
Yep. Yeah. And sometimes I just ask Crescent, to be honest.
Yeah. Crescent's got all the answers.
Yeah, that certainly happened.
And sometimes Crescent's answer is not slutty enough. That's what he, you know, it wasn't.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
It wasn't slutty enough.
It's book accurate.
Yep. You're gonna
Not
be
wrong.
Victra. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, and it's funny because then another like interesting aspect is because Pierce is online, sometimes people will ask like, I saw this interesting one where somebody was trying to cosplay Mustang and they put out their sketch of what they wanted to create. And Pierce commented on it and he's like, oh, our sovereign would never show her midriff. Like, and I don't know how much of it was joking and how much of it was not. Yeah. But I was just like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, but then we get, of course, unreliable narrator Darrow, who isn't sexualizing Mustang in that manner. So then you never see those things. Yeah. So you don't know, except for when Victra is just so, like, out there with it.
Over the top, not wearing underwear and everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. It's very interesting to then be in a fandom where the author is active to give commentary on maybe what some of those things look like.
I am thinking, though, that I think even, because we had the discussion with Alcatraz, if we don't actually know what Victra's gala dress looked like, just that it was, like, inappropriate. But I think the dress that we all think of Victra is the Telemanus birthday party. And she's in, that's Lyria's point of view, isn't it? It's Lyria who's describing Victra at that point. So we just go back to Darrow doesn't notice anything. Darrow in fashion, absolutely unreliable. We need more female points of view to tell us what these characters are wearing. Because, it's Lyria who calls out that, like, Victra's overly pregnant and wearing the dress that plunges to her navel or whatever the description is. Darrow just calls it out of like, she's inappropriate, and then Victra has to tell us she's not wearing underwear. Victra has to fully say, Darrow, I'm not wearing underwear. Because he's like, what?
Like,
horse blinders.
Because she recognizes that he's not paying attention.
So funny.
For Darrow, horse blinders absolutely is a literal. Like, he is blinded by a Mustang.
No.
Oh, yeah. But then he doesn't describe what she's wearing either. He's like, oh, yeah.
No, but it doesn't matter.
My girl's
nobody else,
there.
like, he can't see anybody else anyway.
I don't know why
she only rides for one man.
EO, I picture in, like, a potato sack at all the times. Like, and like, I'm like, EO, what are you wearing? We don't get to know what EO's wearing. She's in, like, some linen, like, potato sack. Like...
Yeah, burlap, like a red burlap dress.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go buy some potato sacks then, just for you.
And some red Rit dye, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we can't... Darrow doesn't know what's happening over here.
No. Darrow very seldom knows what's happening in general.
True.
How do we know anything about this series is, like, the great question. Just Darrow's hands. That's the only thing we have very accurate description of. He's got his hands. That's so funny.
He sure does.
Crescent, any other questions?
I don't think so.
It's hard
We
with
kind of
you,
touched on
Salem,
everything.
because we've
Yeah,
talked
you.
so much over the years with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything you want to call out, Salem, that we haven't touched on?
We kind of touched on it. But I think if anybody wants to cosplay, absolutely do it. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's just something small, you can find a lot of things secondhand. I know that there's some people that completely base their cosplays off of secondhand merch. I mean, obviously they're gonna buy the wigs new, but like everything else is secondhand. And you can create a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of people don't realize how easy creating can be. So like the House Minerva staff that I made, like, that was literally me. Like, I freehanded some of it, but it was like I traced out a bunch of stuff. So you can make just about anything that you set your mind to. So if you have an image in your head, just break it down into smaller chunks and then you'll get there eventually. And if it's a character you love, one thing that I've noticed is people will cosplay just like any characters, but if there are characters that they really really love that they cosplay, you can tell that they put way more heart into it, and when they are out in public playing that character, you can tell that it's more genuine, versus them just like parading around in a costume. So and I think that's the really cool thing about cosplay is most of the time people are doing cosplays because they either think it's really cool or they really connect with the character that they're cosplaying.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, I think that's our big message of this whole series is like, you guys are all amazing who's doing it, but everyone can and should like push yourself that little bit. We're all gonna
Mhm.
force Crescent to start cosplaying after this.
Yeah.
This
I
is what
mean,
this
I've
really
always
is.
thought he was a good Daxo, so.
Oh, Crescent would
You
be
just want me to
good.
shave my head.
No!
Yeah, because this is
No!
Warhawk. He's got the good
That's
Warhawk
true.
at all
You could wear it. You could
times.
do a bald cap. You don't have to shave your head for cosplay.
There is
I
options.
have
There's so many
definitely shaved.
options.
I did Bane for one Halloween, the new like
Oh,
the
okay.
Dark Knight Rises Bane,
Mm-hmm. So, like,
and
full,
I got my
shiny.
head fully shaved. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Your
And then
hair
you could
grows
get, like,
fast.
your angel
Yeah.
on the sides if you were
Yeah,
Daxo.
get somebody to do hair art.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know. Who would you cosplay, Crescent?
Other than Daxo.
If yeah, if you could choose.
Uh, I mean, like, I like my drink. I could go as Ephraim.
Ephraim would be fun.
Oh, okay. I could see it.
Yep.
Can you do the
Um,
accent though?
You gotta do the accent and you gotta carry a mop.
Mm-hmm.
Mandatory.
oh, I could do hallucinogens and carry a mop.
And then
Take
you'd
it to
be
that
there.
next level.
Yeah.
You okay? So we got to get you some walnuts to
You
carry
need a
in your
handler.
pocket.
Somebody's being your handler for the night.
We need somebody
Yeah.
to be Lyria for you.
Oh my god. No, Volga.
Volga.
Oh, or
I
Volga.
could be Volga. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm tall
Mhm.
enough to be at least somewhat obsidian.
Yeah.
Not that tall, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could
and
be
she's
Volga.
I mean, she's short for an obsidian anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow
True.
you around. I'll be your handler. Let's
You just
go.
gotta talk about the zoo.
Whole time.
Yeah.
Get my I don't know, suddenly I forgot what my Swedish accent that I always do for Volga is. It's gone. Went to the zoo. In Volga. Went to the zoo. Yeah, it'd be amazing. Deal. Next Comic-Con we're both at. We can be
Okay.
Ephraim and Volga. I actually really like that idea. That'd be fun. I don't know if I've ever
Yeah, that'd
seen
be
a
fun.
Volga. I don't know if I've ever
Mm-mm.
seen anyone
I
try
definitely
a Volga.
haven't.
I don't know.
No.
I'm trying to think of what would make
seen-
her defiantly Volga. That you would look at her, right? Like Ephraim, it would be the mop. You'd be like, oh, you got your mop.
Yeah.
Ha, hilarious. But I'm trying to think of what would be like, oh, yeah, that's Volga. Because I feel like every character is...
Yeah, zoo tickets.
Zoo tickets!
In the back
Yeah.
of your pocket.
Yeah.
Just some popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Just eat popcorn all day. I already do that. That's fine.
Yeah. Bring like stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like a little stuffed gorilla that you could keep on your shoulder.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because Orion has a parrot, but Volga wants a gorilla.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like it.
Perfect.
Forming.
And then you could do like a white wig that's like super puffed out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because when she's on Mars, running from the
All
Red
the
Hand, the humidity. She's like, it's the humidity.
Yeah. Done. All right. I'm doing it. I'm gonna be Volgo.
Perfect.
I like it. I like it a lot. What are you being for Halloween? I guess both of you. We're coming up. Do you know? Do you have costumes planned?
Yeah.
We have 2 weeks.
Possibly nothing. I'm on call.
Oh.
So
You could still
And it's a
dress up.
Friday night.
it is a Friday night.
Yeah.
That's the best part
Yeah.
this year. Crusty
Yeah.
Or does that
works.
mean that you'll
Those are
most
our-
likely get called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Can you? I want someone did this years ago. This is the easiest one. I told my sister to do that this year. Just wear a shirt that says "Life" and hand out lemons, and there you go. You can do that anywhere. Ask for your lemons back though, so you're not constantly having to refill the lemons. Just steal them back.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Just get little, like, I'm sure you could find mini lemons on like Amazon or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Get like those
Little
lemon
plastic
drop
ones.
candies.
Yeah,
Yes,
do the Land
there you
McGrandy's. And then you
go.
can be when life gives me lemons. There you go. That's my.
And then the kids won't come to your house next year.
Salem, what are you being? What are you being for Halloween?
Gosh, I didn't even decorate my house until like Friday or Thursday last week. Normally I'm like
So late
end of
for you.
September,
Yeah.
good to go. Yeah. I don't know. The house has like giant spider web and spiders all over it. So I think I'm gonna try, and I've got a cauldron out by the front door. So I think I'm just gonna do a witch, make it easy.
Be your witchy self.
The kids are only are only like out for an hour and a half. We don't have a lot of trick-or-treaters, so but
Nice.
makes it easy.
I recently refound my Megra from Hercules costume, and my hair's long again, which means all I have to do is wear that and put my hair on the top of my head, and I can be Meg. So that's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
gonna be. Yeah, one of my
Hell
easiest
yeah.
ones. Yeah, I got that costume. I've never done it for Halloween. I did it for trivia because way back in the day when I used to host it in the bookstore, I would dress up monthly of whatever the theme was. So for Disney trivia, I was Meg. I've been
That's
a whole
fun.
bunch. Yeah, I've done a whole bunch just based on trivia, but that's when I wrote all the questions, and so I would theme it every month.
Mhm.
So I was actually the biggest one I've done is I was Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones because we did Game of Thrones trivia, and we made the full chair. So I had a throne.
Oh.
Holy shit.
We had it took 4 of us. All of my coworkers came over, and we just like spray painted and made cardboard swords and made the whole throne and assembled it at the store, and that's what I sat on all night. And I was Sansa Stark, who never sat on
That's
the throne,
rad.
but that was before the last season was out, so there was a chance she could have sat on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She did
True.
become the queen in the north. She just didn't get the throne. Her brother got the throne. I'm sure at some point she went down to visit and sat on it.
Just
but
sat on it.
Yeah.
that was my
Probably.
fun. But you can't do that for like Comic-Con. You can't make a throne to unless you're in a wheelchair. That'd be
You
actually
could-
really cool if
I
you were
was
in a wheelchair.
Honestly gonna say. Yeah.
People who are in wheelchairs are like some of the coolest cosplays because they can adapt to like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else I've been. I've been Mary Shelley for trivia night. That was fun.
Oh.
Yeah. I was an odd. It's because the theme was just sci-fi fantasy, and I was like, then I'm gonna be the mother of sci-fi.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyway. Anywho, that's been this week's episode. Thank you, Salem, for coming out.
Yeah, thanks,
This is a
Salem,
good
for
one. For talking about you
coming
this
back
time.
to your own podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and if anybody has questions, because I feel like there's probably things that we didn't touch on that, I mean, just go into cosplay, like, please message me. And I'm sure, like, many of the other cosplayers, like, if you ever have questions, like, feel free to reach out to them and ask. Because if you don't ask, I mean, then you're never going to know. And the worst thing that they could, like, happen if you reached out is that it just gets sent to request messages and they never see it. So,
Yep. No, everyone's always lovely. They want to help. They want to support, which is great.
Yep.
Speaking about supporting, me and Crescent have some sweet teas on. We got our Live for More.
Hell yeah. Hazard Bedlam 4. The Hemanthus wrapped into the laurels.
Honestly, I think this is my favorite design so far.
It's so good.
Emily did so good.
Emily, we love you. To the moon and
Absolutely
back for
knocked
this
it out
one.
of the park.
Killed it.
Yep.
We continue to
Mars and back for sure.
Mars and back. Mars and back.
Yeah.
We continue to have our opener with the Tim Gerard Reynolds Low Howler. We're gonna keep that for like ever. And we will be ending with yet again because we said we would. So we're gonna keep doing it until the joke's way too old. Here will be the Book of Lorne intro. If you don't know about the Book of Lorne, watch the video that's about to
surprise
happen and go on to the Shit Escalates Patreon. We can link stuff below, or the link is in that video. Also, support us on Fade to Obsidian Patreon. Follow us on Twitch. Do all the things. Join the Howler's Den. That's the best way to access Salem. If you're this far into our podcast and you're not yet in the Howler's Den, I have so many questions for you. We can discuss them on Instagram if you're, like, scared of Discord. But, like, join the den.
It's just a chat room. Come hang out. It's kind of daunting. I'm going to be honest. We were talking penises earlier, so... But, I mean, we also just talked about... It was done after Dark then. So.
Oh, it was done after Dark then. Yeah.
But, I mean, we also just talked about how, you know, Crescent said that any dress that we described for Victra is not slutty enough.
It's not slutty enough. These are the vibes.
It's fine. Yeah.
I don't make the rules.
We were created in the den. We live in the den. We survive in the den. So join us in the den. But we will also put Salem's personal Instagram stuff below so you can follow her there and see all of her stuff. And that's it. Thanks, everybody, for listening, for watching. Have a good night.
Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Lo, Howlers. Red Rising isn't ending with Red God. Wipe away your tears, and welcome to the Book of Lorne. Episode 1. Honor in the First. The statue of the Gold Woman is thick and uncharacteristically short for her color. Her armor is utilitarian, unadorned except for the image of a griffin depicted head-on. Below her, a metal plaque has been affixed. It reads, Honor in the First. Am I really so naive that I thought I could just knock on this door and ask him to instruct me? And here I thought the morning to be free of storms. The voice rumbles from behind me. I go still. I turn to see the most famous warrior alive. Years and war have left this man like a spit of land pummeled by the waves of the sea, until all that remains is proud cliffs, violent scarps, and impish breaker sprays of mischief and danger in his eyes. He nods to the plaque. These words first belonged to my mother, Nepheli Au Arcus, who lived every single day of her life governed by a code of honor. Except for the day that she died. My dearest Lorne, This is the last you will hear from your father and I for some time. If the night goes well, we will come for you when it is safe. If not, then I am sorry, for the future of House Arcos will fall to you. I regret that it has come to this, that we must place ourselves in the service of a criminal, but our house cannot survive under your father's debts. We have no choices left. Son, what we do tonight, we do for you, to give you a chance at a life of honor, purpose, duty. I love you, my son, and if this is indeed our last goodbye, then I would bid thee to memorize the lesson I so badly forgot today. Under pain of consequence, honor in the first, honor in the last. The Book of Lorne, available now on shitescalates.com.